I'm in the foothills outside of Mesquite. This is one of the 5 planned rides this weekend. They're all going to be amazing, but this one is very special, and I'm going to show you why. The ride we went on today was called the SteamEngine Run, but they have 4 other designated rides as well. The Logandale Trails, they call the Loop, Flat Top Mesa, Gold Butte, and the Virgin Mountain Foothills. We actually had special permission from the police in Mesquite to be on the road with our ATVs and UTVs. We had the opportunity to go through some of the washes, the creek beds, through the culverts, the cement culverts. These were so much fun. I have never had the opportunity to ride through these culverts, and we went under bridges, we went under I-15. We went through one tunnel that was complete darkness for probably 200 yards. I was glad that I had several people in front of me and several people behind me because it was dark. How many times have you been able to drive through storm drains and culverts and not get arrested? How was that?
Never once. It was a lot of fun this time, just making sure that we were short enough to get through.
You know, most people when they're going through Mesquite, they don't think, oh, now there's some great riding off to the side. But some of the most amazing, beautiful trails out here. Who would think that all of this actually exists in the outskirts of Mesquite, Nevada?
Mesquite is basically surrounded by BLM land, which is public lands. As a general rider, you can go out there and you can enjoy the lands on your own. If you want to do an event such as this one, you do have to, file for your permits and go through the proper channels in order to get them received. You start out your lowlands and you have the grasses, the creosote bushes, some quail brush, and as you get higher, you get up into the Joshua trees.
And it's neat to come down and see the cactus and the rolling hills, and just a little different country.
The terrain was so diverse on this ride. One minute we were riding in the sand, then the gravel, then the dry creek beds that had 10-foot walls on the side of you. Then we were on a mountain butte riding along the ridges, the red rock ridges looking over the valley. The purpose of this ride was to go to find this steam engine that was out in the foothills of Mesquite. It's actually 30 miles away from the closest train tracks. Nobody knows how this got here. That was a great meeting point for all of us to relax and to meet the other people on the ride.
You leave Chad home?
We left Chad home, but he's actually out filming, having a fun time in the outdoors somewhere else. Are you having a great time?
Oh yeah, we're having a good time.
We go to rides probably 5-6 times a year.
And what kind of machine are you riding today?
Razor.
What I want to know is how this train got out here in the middle of the desert in the foothills. Check this out. Well, let's see what else we can find. Today I felt a tremendous sense of companionship. We had about 50 other riders, ATVs, UTVs, every aspect of the community out there on different machines, and we all had one purpose: to go out and enjoy each other and enjoy the environment. Like I said, this was a very, very peaceful, calming ride. And some of the words that I kept thinking as we were slowly creeping up the trail, some of the words that kept coming back to my mind were diverse, exhilarating, overwhelming, breathtaking. These are some of the emotions I felt at different times of the ride because this was a very, very well-rounded ride. In many aspects, I would classify this ride as a magical ride because you never knew what was hiding behind every corner. Since we're in such a magical place, I'm going to show you my magic wallet. Sometimes when you go on rides, you find yourself out in the middle of the desert with not a lot of amenities. But here in Mesquite, we're just a half hour out of St. George, and we're about an hour out of Las Vegas. So we're right in the middle of all sorts of fun. Mesquite has all the amenities that you can enjoy your time out on the road, get cleaned up, come back and enjoy the casinos and have some great food. We rode out of the Eureka Hotel. There are plenty of hotels and restaurants here. This is probably the ride that I've enjoyed the most because I wasn't rushed. I wasn't out there just 100 miles an hour. I had time to sit and smell and think about and enjoy every aspect of the environment. I would definitely encourage people to stop when they get to Mesquite, not just drive through, but take your family, take your friends, and enjoy a little bit of the nature and go out and enjoy the environment, and don't just pass through because, believe me, you're missing a lot.
This is definitely something that is a must-see, a must-do. And if you have all-terrain vehicles, you can bring your own. If you have no vehicles, but you would like to do this type of activity, there's a place in Mesquite that you can rent them. There's tours and everything else that you can do. So there's plenty of activities here.
Well, as you can see, we're dirty, but we've had an amazing time. Now, you don't have to wait for a designated ride like we've been on today. You can come out anytime and enjoy the outdoors of Nevada. Just go to the BLM, pick up some information, and come out and bring your family and ride responsibly. I'm Corey Toon. Now let's get back to Steve and Alicia at the Mesquite Off-Road Weekend.